Hi, I'm Nancy Martinez and I'm your host here at LBR Talks. Today I'm very excited to share with you our guest and owner here at LenBuschRoses, Patrick Busch. And today Patrick is going to talk a little bit on the success he's had here at LenBuschRoses and what he attributes that to. And one of those things is the entrepreneurial operating system that we use, otherwise known as EOS. So stay tuned, get excited, and let's go to my conversation with Patrick. Hi, I'm Nancy Martinez, and welcome to LBR Talks, where we share business and leadership information to help you elevate and enhance your business. Thanks for coming today. I have a very special guest with me today. This is Patrick Busch. If you haven't met him, Patrick is the owner and what we call the visionary here at LenBuschRoses. So welcome, Patrick.
Thank you, Nancy. It's good to be here and good to be with all of you today.
Yeah, this is fun. And I think today's going to be really good because I'm going to pick your brain a little bit about LenBuschRoses' success and what you attribute part of that, because it's many things, obviously, but just give us some nuggets as to what you think has elevated LenBuschRoses and got us to where we are today.
So it's been a long journey. Our company was started by my dad in 1965, and as a growing company, we got into wholesaling. We bought the company out from him in about 2000, and it was a time when our company had a ton of success in rose growing, and rose growing was moving offshore, and so we were in for some difficult times, and we really struggled for several years. And through that process, I learned a couple really vital lessons. One of them was to really listen to people who have been where you want to go. That opening up my mind and opening up to learning from other people, it became invaluable. And so along that journey, we did several things. One of them, we learned about lean manufacturing. We invested a lot, and that helped our company a lot. But in around 2015-16, I discovered a business process that just made sense to me. It's called EOS, also known as traction. And it was thought up, not really thought up, I call it written down, because the principles that it uses are really fundamental and really basic, but they just make good sense. And so we adopted that in around 2015 or 16. And using these tools, it's really, really leveraged our human capital, it's leveraged our planning and leadership, and it's increased our execution tremendously. So there's been just a lot of positive outcomes from that.
And what size company can implement EOS?
So really, it's any size company. If you're working alone, it's probably less advantageous, but the principles still are the same. The most basic part of it is that you have a vision, which is where you're going, and you have traction, which is how you're going to get there. So combining those two things empowers you and your company to move down the path towards success in a much greater way when it's clarified.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, it's the old adage, if you don't know where you're going, how are you going to get there?
Well, and we all know the idea of the month, and we know constant change, and real success is dependent on clear, meaningful direction and a lot of hard work to bring that into realization. So, yeah.
And you, Patrick, as I told our audience here, the visionary of the company, and vision being a very important part of traction. Can you talk a little bit about what that is?
Well, as I learned about these two key roles in a company, most companies have CEOs and presidents and positions like that. In Traction, or EOS, they use the term visionary to describe the person who has ideas. And in some cases, they say you have 10 ideas a day and maybe one of them's good. That's a little intimidating, but some days it is that way. And the integrator is a position that really runs the company. And from that position, all planning, all organization, all the structural things are made, and that really keeps things moving in a positive and clear direction, because you've got the North Star, which is maybe the vision, and then you've got all the tools for execution, which is led by the integrator.
So it sounds like they're both really equally important to the company, because without vision, where do you direct your company? And
Right.
with just vision,
And
you don't have a plan.
yeah, if you think of starting a lot of things and not finishing them, it's sort of chaotic, and that's actually really hard on your employees, because they're starting and stopping things, and they lose momentum, and they lose confidence that things are going to be brought through. And so for many years, I operated as both roles, and I always thought of myself as an integrator. When we actually first started EOS and started learning about it, and I asked our management team, what am I? I thought they'd all tell me I was the integrator, and they said, no, you're the visionary. And I went, what? I spend most of my time doing integration work. In fact, I kind of looked at it like 10% of my time thinking up the direction and 90% integrating and developing it. But what I learned is I love the creative side of the visionary role, and the integrator role is nothing but work to me, and it doesn't bring me joy. It doesn't bring me pleasure. It was a necessary evil, as I saw it, to get it done. So by understanding who you are, and then best fitting yourself into that role, and then bringing other people in to complement you, it all comes together. And so we actually hired Jeff Marone about 3 years now, and he's our integrator. And don't think it wasn't easy. It was easy, because I had to learn to let go, and that's one of the most difficult things for a visionary to do, because it just is.
Yeah. It's your baby.
Well, and it's not just that it's your baby. It's that well, that's a good way of putting it. But there's also the anxiety about how decisions get made, and as a visionary, there's some fear involved about, if you're not involved enough, maybe you won't have good ideas. And I had to work through all that kind of stuff. And we're just settling into our roles after a few years of this. And it's really positive. Our team has responded really well to it, with better structure, better clarity, better organization. And I'm relieved. I'm not working as many hours as I used to do. And frankly, we're beating our goals better than we were before. So it's just like win, win, win.
Yeah, so I can imagine that our customer partners out there, having something they started, a shop that you built from the ground up, and maybe you've been in it for years, and juggling both roles, that there is some anxiety of how do I entrust somebody else to take on what I've done for so many years, and is it really going to be beneficial? And I think what you're saying is it really just allowed you to take the time to develop and your strength of visionary, which other people saw, and allowed the other stuff to happen by somebody else.
Yeah, and you may be a visionary, you may be an integrator. Some people, and I included, are capable of doing both. I think the message I would want to get across is if this resonates with you, like if you're struggling, read the book and go, wow, maybe this makes sense for me. And you don't have to be all in or not all in. It's principles and concepts that you can use to better your business, and to move it in the direction that fits with your long-term goals. I would look at it that way more. If you're a larger company, then you'd probably want to follow it more structurally, but it's you can tailor it to whatever your needs are.
Right.
It's like, I feel like it's been a huge gift that we've received, and I just want to pass that on. That's really what I want to share today.
Yeah, that's great. And the book is Traction. It's by Gino Wickman. We'll put a link below as well, but it's always good to have a visual. And one thing I really like in the beginning of our conversation is that you came to a realization that you needed or wanted to learn from others, and finding people that were in a place or at a place that you looked up to or you wanted to get to. And so you you leaned on someone else's knowledge and implemented it.
Well, most definitely. And this wasn't the first time. I actually joined the president's group for a roundtable. And that's actually where I got connected with it. I also got connected with lean manufacturing through that group, and then just many other smaller business ideas. Also with the trade organizations like Society of American Florists and WFSA, the wholesale floral industry or group. Reaching out and networking and learning from people who've been where you want to be, or where you want to go is so vital. It really is. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. And I hope there's some nuggets that you got today from Patrick. Appreciate him sharing just a small portion of what he's done to help elevate our company, LenBuschRoses, to where we are today and what he did. So those of you who are ready and want to just like take yourself to the next level, take Patrick's advice, dig into the book a little bit and learn about what we did here and what he did, and got us on a path to just really elevating our business. So thank you for that.
You're welcome. And this is one of the books. There's actually about a half a dozen books written by this organization. Yeah. And this one's kind of the heady version, and there's more story, easier to read one, and I'm drawing a blank on the name of it. It's we'll put it
in the downloads. How about?
We'll do that.
Yes, that's easy.
I'm getting old. My recall just doesn't work very good anymore.
That's good. That's why we have pen and paper.
Yes.
Okay. Thanks again for joining us. Come back again next week, because we'll have Patrick back again, and he's going to share a little bit about values and how they can create the culture that you have in your business. Until then,
thank you very much. Have a great day.
That was great. I really appreciate Patrick coming in and really sharing his journey of success here at LenBuschRoses, and just one of the pieces that he's used, but a vital piece for us to actually get to where we are today, and that was with the EOS and traction. Another piece that he shared was that continuing to learn from others who are in places or achieving success that you want is just always an ongoing and important thing. And I thank you for joining in here with LBR Talks, where essentially that's exactly what you're doing. So congratulations. If you want to learn more, you can like us, you can subscribe, and then you can get these bi-weekly podcast videos directly sent to you. How easy can that be? So, and you can also go onto our YouTube playlist and see all of our past episodes as well. If you are an LBR partner of ours, or would like to, or thinking about becoming an LBR partner, some exclusive things we have is our LBR Floral Community page on Facebook, where the peers in our floral community actually talk and ask questions, provide answers. It's just a really great group for people to go in and seek advice from others like you. And you can also get our LBR Share Success access. And those are webinars that we have with peers like you, that we just have a really good, deep conversation via a webinar format, that you can learn what others are doing to be successful within their own shops, and they share. And it's pretty great information, and it's information that we just provide to our partners like you. So with that, I want to leave you with the quote for today. So the quote is on vision, and it's from Warren Bennis, and he says, "Leadership is the capacity to translate vision into reality." I think this is just a really great summary of what Patrick spoke to about vision and traction. Vision being the idea, and traction and how to get there. Go ahead and print this out, share it, post it, put it on your bulletin board, do whatever you want to keep it in front of you for the next few weeks until we see you again. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.